This is the military cemetery at Passchendale, the new military cemetery. It dates from 1918, as you can possibly see from the sign. And we see there that the Belgian people gave this land freely as a cemetery to these people from the United Kingdom who died here. Passchendale is associated with mud. Now, Passchendale is the name which is often given to the Third Battle of Ypres, which was in 1917, and it was a British offensive. It was part of a joint Allied offensive. The United Kingdom, France and Russia all at the same time had agreed this in 1916, and despite the Russian Revolution, the Russians advanced, and despite the mutinies in the French army, the French attempted to advance, but most of the burden fell on the British Empire, and the result was in fact the capture of this village of Passendale, and Passchendale is in English, which comes from French, which was then used as the official language all over Belgium. So that's where we say Ieper and not Ieper, for example, which is the word in Dutch. And all over here we've got military cemeteries. I think it must be very difficult living in this place because it's a place surrounded by death. And that may sound strange coming from me because, being above all a historian of the Holocaust, it's something which I am used to. But as you can see, many of these graves, it's not known who they are. You know, soldier of the Great War, soldier of the Great War, soldier of the Great War. There's Private Williams from the Worcestershire Regiment, who was killed on the 3rd of December 1917. In this case, a soldier of the Great War, it's known he was in the York and Lancaster Regiment. And it's known that he was from Australia, and he is from Canada, and he is from Canada. You know, it's a very long way to come to get killed. The association of Passchendale is with mud. It's although Passchendale itself wasn't actually captured until the end of the offensive, so that was in the autumn of 1917. What happened was that in August 1917, it was unusually wet. It's a bit strange that this year, 2014, this is the end of August, and it's been very wet as well. I mean, the weather was it was very, very damp. I noticed yesterday when I came here, there's a number of mushrooms lying here, or growing here, I should say. And the wetness. When I was driving here through little lanes, so single road lanes. Unfortunately, nothing really came the other way because I don't know what I've done with my camper van. And driving here, and you could see places where work had been done, and it got the mud and the dampness through it. Now today it looks different because it's the beginning of a lovely sunny day. It's 6:45 in the morning, but there, a ploughed field, and giving the idea of what it was like. My grandfather, whom I hardly knew because he died when I was only 8 years old, but he hardly ever talked about the war, but he did mention this about the mud and the water various times. I had 2 relatives who were killed. I don't know where. And one of my relatives who joined up when he was either 14 or 15, according to the legend, But when one of his brothers got to the front and realised what it was like, he told the authorities how old he was, so he was sent home. And that, who knows, it may have saved his life. This month marks the anniversary of the beginning of the First World War. British troops first came into contact with the Germans at Mons in Belgium on the, I think it was the 22nd or 23rd of August 1914, and today's the 27th of August 2014. I came back to you last night, it was getting dark, and I went out for a walk around the village, and it was drizzling and unpleasant. And I left my van here, so I slept here last night. And people have said to me before, aren't you frightened of sleeping in cemeteries? Well, I'm frightened of lots of things, but I'm not frightened of things that aren't going to hurt me. And in the first place, I don't believe in ghosts, and in the second, even if I did, I'm sure they wouldn't do anything. The people who are here would do nothing to hurt me. So, from whatever side they're on, you know, occasionally we have German burials as well, and I'm sure they would do nothing to me. No different species of mushroom. Don't think those ones are edible. I think what I'm now going to do is I'm going to take the van and go into Passchendale. Fortunately, the road's been dug up in places, so I can't really see what's how to get there. I hope that the road is wide enough to take the van plus oncoming traffic. Oh, there's my van.